I was just
streamer.
gonna see if you could keep Ryan could keep talking about his hair and his mohawk.
Yeah,
Um,
potential.
I mean,
yeah,
I have to
no,
work on
I'm
it.
digging it.
It curls too much.
I don't think I could pull
You
off a
know,
mohawk.
we've talked about this. I think it was like last week or whatever. These all these hot girls that have all these Twitch channels, and they have like
Oh,
a
the hot
bajillion
tubs.
followers.
Yeah,
The hot tubs. Ryan, we
that's
think you need to go in a hot tub.
we did talk about this last week. You know what? Put Ryan in a hot tub. I think we get some followers.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Here
I'll
we
watch.
go. This is the new.
You kind of look like Dwight Schrute. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
It looks like what's his name? Champ.
From the Stooges.
From,
I
from,
like
Yeah.
it.
from the Stooges.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to Echo Chamber, the
Uh,
session in between sessions. That was the weirdest start we've had so far. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here for that. Couldn't have done it
By
without
the
you.
way, by the way, my favorite Stooge is Champ. By the way,
I
I
like
because
like
that.
he
Curly.
had
You can't
he
go
had
wrong with Curly, though.
he
You
had
can't.
Shemp had the best one-liners.
Champ was
He
funny.
had the best jokes. Shemp was funny.
Only the true lovers of the Three Stooges know about Champ, his awesomeness.
There was actually this is not D&D related, so I apologize to anybody who watches this later. There was actually one before him. There was I forget his name. He kind of looked like Curly, but there was another Stooge. So there were actually 5 Stooges.
Did not know that.
You're,
I'm
you're not
not.
ta-
I guess
you're not talking about Joe, are you?
Yep, Joe.
He was after Joe was after. He was after Curly either
Joe,
had his stroke or
Before
died.
Joe Mama.
Joe
Joe Mama.
yes.
There was Joe, and then there was Curly Joe.
Curly.
See,
Look that up.
I'm talking about Joe. Is it
Joe Daddy.
Joe Daddy?
Joe Grandma.
Joe Dorita.
I can't. Joe Dorita, yeah. Joe
Yeah.
Dorita was after Shemp and Curly.
And then there was Joe Besser actually. So apparently there were
Yeah,
6.
Joe
There was
Besser.
2
Joe, yeah.
Joes. So
Joes,
there were
yeah.
6. That I'd learned something new as well. Welcome to Echo
Yeah.
Chamber, where you learn something new every time. All right, so I don't want to interrupt you guys. So what is in Keegan or Warwick's house? Tell us, fill us in. What's Reed gonna take?
Yeah.
You know, not 100% on what I'm gonna take, but there's a petrified squirrel inlaid with a filigree of silver, a cloth mantle threaded with silver, a necklace of eye agate, a portrait of a
magical?
female half orc,
You're
which
damn right.
makes me wonder where you're getting this, where this house came from.
Completely naked. It's
Uh,
my side lover.
a wooden
One of
rod
them.
engraved with vines, a hematite, a turquoise, 2 turquoise actually, and a tiger eye, a moss agate, uh, a small bag of 40 gold pieces and 280 silver pieces, so that's gone. Uh,
He's not even
and
splitting it with you. That's mine.
that was it. I mean, he said I could.
Well, I did say we would split the gold, but that's all right. That's a small.
Why do I have a feeling next session is going to open up? Is going to start with us, sitting around this kitchen table with Warwick, in his chap apron, and like all of a sudden this like big ass female half orc is just going to be busting into her house and be like, "What the fuck are all you people doing to my house?"
Where's
That would
my
have been
husband?
amazing.
Would have been fantastic.
That would be awesome.
You all look at Warwick. I thought you said this was your house.
It's your
It
house.
is my house. That's my lover. Don't worry about it.
It was at one point.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
sold previously.
I'll be right
So,
back.
so speaking of the start of next episode, where are you guys gonna teleport? I feel
I-
really awkward in this because like I don't have a say. I'm not even there.
I know, right? I don't know. I mean, now that we can pretty much, I mean, we can Up anywhere. I mean, if you look at the maps and where like how far things are from the teleportation ports, like Candlekeep is so far away, but you know the Lork is not far from Loudwater. Whatever's going on Mirabar, we can hop right into Mirabar.
Wait,
I don't
I
remember
was
what the other ones were.
I was going to talk about it. I actually
But
screenshotted it so I could talk about it. So no response east of Loudwater for the Stone Giants.
yeah,
Gauntlgrim Forge has gone out. Multiple reports of fire giants retreating to the Silver Marches. Assassination attempt fails in Marchion. Let's be honest. If that was Amrook, would that have failed?
that's
Probably.
true.
You are with your group.
You are a
Uh,
lone wolf
y-
now
I
that we
mean,
know of.
Yeah.
that you know of. Thank you. Shipping channel through Port Last. We know that one because we helped do that one, right? And the Copper Dozen, Farron's most heralded heroes, have been slain by the giant's hand.
The real question is, are we ever going to go back to Wave Echo Cave and see how the
Well,
forge
that's
is going?
the other.
That's
That's
the other
what
string. Yeah.
Evan wants. That's what Evan wants to do. So
Yeah, and I want my 10%.
maybe that's what we do.
Listen, Uncle Grim. Uncle
Are
Grim.
are you start are you starting to get low in the pockets there?
The coffers.
Nah.
Here
Couldn't
they
be
are.
me. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be.
I
Hey.
mean, what's Reed's plan with all this gold, though? So we as
Elon-
players know
Elon
that
Reed.
like you've pretty much tripled your wealth, but what like eventually he just can't carry it anymore, right? So what's he have planned? What is he going to invest it?
He's a petty thief. He thinks nothing of but making more money.
All right.
The only problem Reed can have with money is not being able to carry more. That's the only problem.
Never having enough.
Or
I
being
need to
dead.
set up a bank account somewhere.
Hey, Warwick has a bank.
I need to find some shady investment bankers to give my money to. Yo, they got NFTs.
You
Has Warwick
know,
all over it.
I think there's an island out there that's in international waters that you could keep your money there and then don't have to worry about taxes and stuff.
maybe
I think that's Cholt,
maybe
isn't
Nasonic.
that? Cholt, right? Yeah, Cholt has the International
Yeah,
Bank of
yeah.
Cholt.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe Nasonic can hold your money.
Ooh.
Maybe.
She's got some chests she can hide stuff in.
I should keep it with that book.
Keep
Yeah.
it with that booty.
Damn right.
All
Listen,
right, so we never answered the
No.
question. Where the are you guys going?
Uncle
I-
Grim.
Gauntlgrim. What do we got? Ryan, where are you going? What's your
My guess-
prediction?
My guess is Evan's going to heavily try to get us to go back to Wave Echo Cave.
All right.
It's on the way to Candlekeep, though, right?
Yeah, you're going to have
Kinda.
to go down away from the
Kinda.
teleportation circle, then back to the teleportation circle, and then teleport down.
Actually, no, we don't. That's the beauty about
Oh,
between
because
me
you
and
already
Rusty
went.
now.
That's true.
Yeah, so we can go anywhere and then port to any of the 6 cities.
Yeah, I think you just convinced yourselves. You're gonna go to Wave Echo Cave and then teleport down to the south to
Water-
was that Waterdeep, and then walk the rest of the way to Candlekeep.
My only hope
I think
is
we should
that
get a boat. I think we should get a boat from
In
Waterdeep
Waterdeep?
to.
my
Yeah.
only hope is that Evan tries to enhance his weapons even more and he breaks them.
and they break.
He will not put that new weapon into the fire. No, I'll put money on it.
I-
He won't do
I
it.
think
Oh,
we can
yeah,
get him
I
to
don't-
do it.
I
He
think
will
we
do it to the club for sure, but he
Yeah,
wouldn't
we-
do it.
He'll
no.
do it to the mace.
easily.
Yeah.
He doesn't
No.
even remember
Or-
the French word to initiate.
Give
weapon.
him a dozen times and he'll get it.
can
I got to
easily
take partial blame for that one. So he was talking to me about his keyword, and I was like, dude, you should do like some German word that's real forceful and stuff. He's like, oh, that's a good idea. I didn't expect him to think of like a French phrase to put out there.
Yeah.
What's the French word for surrender?
Surrender.
Viva Las Vegas. That's what it should be.
Yeah. La Resistance.
I think we're going to Candlekeep. I think we'll end up probably hitting up way back okay,
I
but I
thought you
think we're
just
gonna
said
end up.
Gontalgram.
No, I want to go to Gontalgram, whatever the fuck it's called. I want to go there. I recommended we should have gone there when we were right by it at Port Last, close enough
What?
to it.
Why do you want to go to Gonogrim?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Warwick
What do you got going on over there?
Warwick has some investments, okay? Don't you worry about
Wait, are these the investment bankers that I want?
Maybe. Listen, Warwick's got his hands in a little bit of everything here, trying to. There's a reason, as soon as we walked into Neverwinter, that they were talking about how great Warwick was. We're planting some seeds here, kids. Planting some seeds.
Listen, I can't tell who you influence with your spells and who you actually influenced.
Who you actually bullshit?
I can't even remember myself, so.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I just go with it.
Reed just assumes that you're up to no good, and that any praise you get is, I don't want to say forced, but coerced.
Convinced. I don't know. We're all about telling stories, right? I just happen to tell a good story, or I have others tell that story for me. He
Is
could have.
this like
Basically,
is
you're
this like
Gilderoy
Garrett?
Lockhart.
Yes. Absolutely.
There's Harry Potter
I wasn't
fans
sure
out
if
there.
this was like yeah, really. I wasn't sure if this was like Mordai in his Whisper campaign.
Similar, except
Yeah,
Mordai
yeah.
just embellishes. I think Warwick takes on the persona of others, like it happened to him, or he saved the world.
Okay.
Again, there is reason behind it. Okay, don't worry. More of that story comes out later.
Hold
I
on.
mean,
Boy.
we'll see. Part of me selfishly wants you guys to just go to Mirror Bar, to like think that that's what it is, and go to Mirror Bar.
I could already tell you this: as much as Warwick is buddy with Hamrock, I'm gonna be like, fuck him. He's a big boy. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
He'll
no.
come up to us. And he's semi irritated with Amrook right now because he doesn't know how to use sending at all.
we never got a chance to talk about that. So I thought that was brilliant
It was
on my part.
fantastic.
All right. We
And
talked about it last time a little bit on Echo Chamber. I feel bad at the same time. I think it's hilarious. But you were trying to get knowledge, and I was just like, no, I'm not giving you anything.
Instead of it was well played, very well played. Completely reminded me or made me think of something Griswold would do. I'm like, did he take on Griswold's persona for like a hot 5 minutes? Very well played though, to a T. Went down perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So how do we feel about Hans? What do we feel?
Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber.
I like him.
He's a dick.
He's a dick. I mean, really, Caldrum was a dick here. Let's be honest.
Captain started it all.
Right?
I mean,
you both played one side of the coin.
You know what gets me though?
You
about this whole thing?
did argue well that we kind of instigated the fight. I think
Kind of.
You started shit talking to stuff.
I mean,
All
you
right, so
said you were
let's
here
put
to-
this.
you-
Let's put this.
you
You're
were
in the
here to
bar.
test us.
Somebody starts talking shit. You go and deck the guy. Who's gonna get in trouble?
Oh, for sure.
no, we didn't. We didn't deck him. We didn't deck him.
I mean,
we
We-
removed him from the situation.
We were bouncers.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
We saw the situation escalating. We took care of the
And then
situation.
his homies came in, and they came in all threatening, and they
We
farted
got
at us.
slapped up.
And so
Slapped
there you
up
go.
and slept on. That's
I really wish somebody would have bit a little bit more onto the you guys make decisions without knowing the whole story. But I couldn't keep pushing that. But nonetheless, what do you think you'll encounter him again?
Yeah, I had to
You
get
don't think
the
he's just a
I had to get the
minion?
trail off of myself and Warwick,
Oh, he's a
especially
minion for sure.
with the truth.
Hmm.
Well, see, that's my thing. I could have swore somebody was gonna bite on me and Reed.
I
I was
I
waiting for
thought
the split party. I was
we
waiting.
talk about that. We're wait. I was waiting for so we were talking about this. Keldrum can't. He doesn't know. He doesn't know backstory, so he can't really say anything, right? I was so waiting for Evan to bite on that, but that big old fat worm. That fish was just floating right past that big old fat worm.
I think he
Yeah.
wanted to, but he just didn't perceive. He didn't have a high enough roll to perceive, and then so he
Mhm.
just completely went the other way with it and decided to try and hit me. Because
Mhm.
that's everybody's solution is I can't figure you out, so I'm gonna hit you with this. Right? I mean, makes sense.
And I think Warwick did a
Reed's is
pretty good
torture.
job. Reed's is torture. It's like this is
Reed
how
doesn't
I'm
go
gonna
for the kill
throw.
immediately. And I was telling Carl this before we started that the one guy that's actually talking, Evan wants to kill.
Yeah,
Like
True.
the
but
one guy,
all the other giants just gritted
Yeah,
their teeth, and
yeah.
Zone of Truth came out. You
Mhm.
can ask literally whatever you want, and yeah, he might bite his tongue a little bit, but
Oh,
keep asking questions, you'll get something, right?
Right.
I was so disappointed in the rest of the party.
Dude, I was just waiting for the party to split at some point. But I think Warwick and Reed have done a good enough job either throwing suspicions elsewhere or completely just
Reflecting.
convincing the
Yeah.
group that they're in it for the group. They're in this for the fan of the flag. Fuck that. Not in the slightest.
I had to just keep the line of questioning going from Evan for that 10 minutes to expire.
Yep.
I just had to let Evan run with his own thoughts.
Yep. I was as soon as that popped out, I'm like, someone's getting fucked. I don't know
I,
who
re-
it
I
is.
honestly, I really thought Rusty was going to be the one that would start popping off questions. I was really
Yeah.
expecting that, but he didn't.
He started to bite there towards the end, where because you
Yeah,
bring up Nasana and Siddle started to bite a little bit. But yeah, no, I
yeah,
definitely agree, and I can't express enough how fun that was to actually to be the one that sows the dissension in the party. Like
yeah.
I enjoy playing a player so much more than DM, but that was fun as shit.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
See, like, there should already be a thought about Warwick in Nasana, right?
No, that thought is come and gone. I convinced everybody. No, I didn't convince everyone. I was very
No,
truthful
yeah,
in what I
you,
said to the group. I was very truthful
Yeah.
that I gave up myself to save the entire team, which is true.
Yeah.
yeah, you did.
So I'm
You did
trying
say
to
that.
throw when he said two, I was like, oh well fuck. Now
We should all
now
turn on
everyone
Grizz.
knows there's another person involved.
Yeah. You know, you could easily spin that as D Shaggins though, because Warwick and D Shaggins are super close, right?
Just have Evan keep asking him questions.
Or we can convince everyone else that it's actually Griswold that's in line with Asana. That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
that would have been hilarious. I wish Warwick and
Hilarious.
Reed had flipped the switch on that. That would have been amazing.
What, Grizz? That
We
would have
could
been great.
we could
That
have
and
had the
then
whole 10-minute spell ate up with Evan trying to defend himself.
yeah, for sure. You know what? This could still happen. This could still happen because since Griswold was trying to kill Hans, you just convince everybody that the reason he was trying to kill him was so that he didn't rat him out.
So
You
he
could
could
still do
silence him.
this. Yeah, silence him.
Mm,
I think that
Yeah, for sure. I think you can still play this out. That's all I'm saying. Because I did specifically say two of you.
That's why I went for Griswold's ankle to sow discourse because it's like the one dude that may be linked to Nasana.
Yeah,
here
no,
we're all wrong. It's really Althea.
Oof, that would be mind blowing.
That would be surprising. Because we only know
Yeah,
myself.
that'd be a twist. Be a twist, huh?
What's the twist?
Althea is
It's actually
in cahoots with Nasana.
Althea. It's
So
Althea's
essentially
the
half the
one.
party is in cahoots with Nasana.
Right.
And when we get there,
There is someone bigger than Nasana, right? So Hans is here, then Nasana's like a lieutenant, right? And then there's somebody much
Do we know
larger.
that though? Like
There's
Nasana
speculation.
could be the highest of her line, and it could be another line that goes up to the big bad, right?
I don't think she's like a full fledged of look who's here. A full fledged what's the word? Full fledged worker of the Kraken Society. I think she's using the Kraken Society for her own gains.
Sure.
That's what I mean. Like she could be the head of the hierarchy of her line, but there's another line out there that is, messing with the ordning
Yeah.
and stuff.
She may or may not have ties to the big bad.
We don't know that.
Well, some people
we
do.
do. Actually,
Some-
we kind of do.
Some people do. Some people do.
Explain. How do we know that?
We
E?
kind of because of Commune.
Okay.
And indirectly, the quote from G was the Kraken Society was indirectly involved. So I am guessing that they were somebody's pawn in the dissension.
yeah, but what if they're just murder hobos too?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking that's what they kind of are, but somebody kind of pointed them in that direct, kind of steered them.
So
They used them.
speaking of commune, how awesome is that spell? Because none of us have ever experienced it before. Pretty awesome way to do it, and I've seen Mercer do it, and he kind of describes like the deity and that type of stuff. But how awesome is it to use commune?
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
So I felt like when you do speak with dead or use sending, even like you're on the spot, like you got so many words, like, and I'm sure it's the same with commune, right? Like you have to yes or no questions, and like yeah. Is it
Right.
a little nerve wracking to come up with those three
A little
questions,
bit,
or were you thinking
Yeah,
of
a little
those three
bit.
questions for a while before you used it?
I was thinking for a while. Yeah.
On the flip side, since we got Harshy Poo in here, who may have to change his name to Nasana here soon, how was commune used against you? How'd you feel?
All right, hold. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
loud
Yep.
and clear.
All
First
right.
time,
I'm trying.
first
I
time
got
caller,
bongo.
long time listener.
Hold on, I got bongo overriding all of you guys with noise. I don't know what's going on here. I can.
You know what? I'll kick her out if I have to. You just say the word.
No. Give me a second. I'm just trying to change the settings on the phone. Gosh darn it! I don't know how to do this. I'm gonna come back to that question. Give me another minute.
All right, no worries. We'll keep going. So along that same line of questioning, what's the percent chance the party goes and just fights Nasana again? At least within the next short period of time.
Slim to none.
I think it's low. I think it's low.
Do you think we
I-
are still licking our wounds?
I am now appeased to the fact that I don't think that she really had anything to do with the giant, so I could care less.
The real question is, how does Siddle feel?
Yeah.
I would like to hear that.
And how much can he influence the group on going to fight her?
And see, that's where Keldrum kind of comes in at, because Keldrum actually has a little bit of a tie to Siddle, a little bit, which we'll get into later at some other point in time, I guess.
So if Siddle wanted to go fight her, would Keldrum follow?
Keldrum might think about that if he had good enough reason, and he brought up about the book, and Keldrum knows Siddle, his family's background. Yeah, he's kind of in for that.
See, that's where my mind was going is if Caldrum found out that she potentially can unlock secrets in that book with Siddle's blood, like we need to
Mhm.
take her out. Messing with the giants or not, we need to take her out. And so that's where I thought that was going to turn. Um,
It could.
I also wondered if the party would kind of see this. Oh shoot! We get this axe from the frost giants, and all of a sudden the Kraken Society shows back up. What's going on there?
You know, I didn't put that together. I didn't put two and two together on that one. I just thought it was these two yahoos. You know, kind of
Man, so
Check
much
in.
more
wondering what.
questioning.
Yeah.
Man, so many questions in that zone of truth could have unlocked so much. I don't know.
I know, right?
Good thing to read.
Whenever you're ready, just an FYI.
We're ready. We'll come back to it right now. Go for it. How did it feel to have commune used? I won't even say used against you, but used in the session.
All right, so I'd forgotten all about that spell for the record and realized that he had it queued up, so that was a fun surprise. But it was awesome. You know, I was frustrated a little bit that I was ill prepared for it, but it was a lot of fun actually. And I like the opportunity that it provides, and you know, to an extent, you guys have struggled to reach the end game here, and kind of take that next step forward. You said it before, Eric, in the last session, that you know you feel like you're spinning your wheels, you're not quite getting to the root of things. I feel like that jump started things a little bit, the last couple sessions.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, it's there and it's an option, and this new source of information. So I'm excited. I've enjoyed the lore dumps recently and the just general info dumps. So having another method of that in which you get the questions, I don't have to just send it out there. You get to really question what's on your mind and what you can craft. I'm excited about it, and then what doors it opens up.
For sure.
Yeah, I got another one. I got another one in the back pocket here too, but we'll hold on to that one for the session.
Nice. So basically, just hold on to your spell until you think of 3 questions. That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Who do we think the copper dozen is, and how do we think that them failing could affect the Phandalin Five?
They're dead. Who cares? They're probably a bunch of third levels.
Right?
Third level
Freaking
characters.
losers.
You know, compared to the Phandalin 5 or the Phandalin 9, whatever
Exactly.
we are now. Fuck them. I think that was actually, you know, that
I mean,
leads me on to the
really,
question. Though, is, you know, we're following like the main storyline, right? Or we're trying to. But at what point in time do we pick up these little side quests to do a few here and there instead of focusing on all this big shit?
I mean, we talked about this. I think you had left last night. We talked about a little bit about this last night. That the video game mentality of I have all these side quests. Let me just check them off in my task log. I'll gain some XP. I'll get up there, and then that way I can get back to the main mission, and I'm OP. So in this, it's not quite like that because there is a time constraint about it. You know what I mean? You may pick
the time constraint.
1 or 2 of those, but let's say your third one is to go to Loudwater. Oh, too late. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you got to
Yeah.
pick and choose. You got to figure out which ones give you the biggest bang for your buck and potentially give you some more lore or give you some more information about the main quest.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I'll chime in on that because that's an interesting one that I got to talk a little bit about Evan with it separately, but I think we talked a little bit about it after session too. It's been interesting. I've been giving you guys choices, and I wouldn't say there's necessarily main quests, side quests. I've got a spider web out there. Each web that gets plucked creates a little bit of vibration somewhere else, and each one that doesn't, well, there might be a fly trapped on that you guys don't get to rescue, and so it's been a lot of a butterfly flaps its wings sort of thing. And it'll be interesting, those headlines that I gave you recently. Now that you guys are in a major city, news is breaking around the continent. That was very much going to change depending on what you guys have chosen. Various choices led to what's going on elsewhere that you hadn't experienced yet. You heard a positive news with Fort Last trading restored. Had you chosen to go somewhere else, Port last trading would have been down, maybe starvation on the coast, but other areas would have been okay. So yeah, it's interesting to see what's a, you consider a side quest, main quest. There's activity across the continent. What are you going to get involved in? And that is changing the story.
Yeah.
It is a very live scenario.
Had we not gone to Grudhog, could we have saved Loudwater? You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. Like,
You didn't hear anything about the hill giants, did you? No starvation down there. No towns in that area wiped out.
yeah,
And we knew about Orc because the priest that was in Tribor,
hmm
and so
the drunkard priest in Tribor that
yeah.
he ran.
Yeah.
Mm.
Adrian tried to revert him. He tried to convert him back. Tried to get his confidence back. I don't know if it worked or not. But we'll see.
It'll be interesting whether or not you run across that again. But no, it is very different. Like that's what I love about this, and that's why I mentioned, I think, after the session last night, that I look forward to someday doing the what if session. That the cloud gets pulled back. Did you take? Which ones didn't you take? What were the effects? I'd love just to have that open conversation once all the pieces are in place, and you can see the full scope of things. And I think it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. But the cool thing is here, I mean, it's just how, and what I've loved is the quest, the situation has continuously changed. I never set up a main quest. I set up a scenario. The years continue to turn. The Phandalin Phive affects some of them, kicks off others, removes some others, and it changes the entire dynamic of the wheel and all the pieces based on what you guys do. It is a continuously evolving scenario, which is awesome. I enjoy seeing it play out and seeing how it's going to change. It's frustrating sometimes, but enjoyable.
Yeah, no, I think the spiderweb metaphor said it all. Like what strings the Phandalin Phive or others pluck, and what effect they have. I think that was a great metaphor. The fly that dies in the web across from us.
And you guys are very much at a crossroads at this exact instant. It is an interesting one, nonetheless. I mean, you guys have more mobility than you've ever had, and yet a number of tough choices to make.
Really, he's saying, I love to fuck with you guys, so I'm gonna throw as many things out there as
So
possible.
much. If that's that's pretty much the theme of this campaign. I love to fuck with you guys.
I don't know if you've ever watched any other podcast or anything like that. When they do after their campaign, they do like a wrap up, right? And so I have some notes and stuff. I write down things that I'm like, I want to know what was up with that. Like, we're not going to get to it, but I want to come back to it. So I hope along with that what if session, we get to do that as well. And we're like, okay, we never explored the Copper Dozen. What the fuck is up with that? You know what I mean?
I only want to have a what
Or-
if session if we can do a battle royale session.
A battle royale is a coming. A what if? What the fuck is up with that? All of these, they're there. I'm game.
Yeah, Battle Royale session is in the works, I believe. It has been discussed, so it's just a matter of time there. And I honestly, it's my vote's out there. We do it an in-person session because that's gonna be super excited when we all make a pact to fight Grizz.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I can't wait to see the chaos that Reed brings to a battle royale. The deals that Warwick's throwing out to change sides.
I mean, based off of the last like one or two sessions, I have like a list of 5 or 6 things that Warwick now wants to explore, and may or may not leave the party for a session or two, just to go do something and get something else under his belt.
The real question is how does the BR start, right? Do we start with weapons? Is it is it like a Call of Duty BR where you start with a pistol or some sort of base weapon, or is it like Apex where you drop in and you got nothing? That's really how that's the big question, because that determines
That's
a lot.
right. Yeah. Working through those nuances now. Which do you get to carry over some of your magic items? What level does everyone meet up with? Going to be some interesting stuff.
Yeah, because some of those items could be crucial against other people. So I I've seen it both ways, and from the player side of things, there seems to be more excitement if they drop in with current items and magic. However, there is some excitement in running around the map trying to find what's in these chests to
Oh.
figure out what you can do. And some disappointment there when you open the chest and yeah, I don't need any of that.
Yeah. Ain't using
Yeah,
it.
that's especially with current stuff, because they could just start shooting people and they wouldn't realize they were injured.
Oh
I kinda
yeah.
like that though. I kind of like going in as is just to see how it starts. I'm good
I,
with it.
I think we should get a weigh in though. Team battle royale, so last team standing or last man standing, last man or woman standing.
Both.
Yeah. Let me, I'll take a step back because I think we're thinking about this a little differently too. The battle royale has been talked about a few different ways. One, there's been talk about inner campaign stuff. So Mordai's Misfits versus the Phandalin Five. There's been talk about individuals versus teams and inner party battle royale, player versus player. So a lot of interesting dynamics that we can select too.
Nene versus Grizz. Done. Let's get this
Mono
shit going.
Imano.
Love to see
Nice.
Mordai interact with Grizz, like non-battle royale.
Mordai would
Yes.
hide behind him.
Sure.
Listen, I'm okay with an inner campaign mix-up. So Mordai and Grizz versus Warwick and
Captain Jack.
Captain Jack. Yes.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna say Griswold and Mordai versus Siddle and Nine.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, we all know who's gonna win that.
That way you get to go 9 against Grizz. Epic wet noodle fest.
Fuck him up. I got no issues. I'll win that one all day, every day.
I
Don't
think
worry.
I, think I think you would because of the half damage.
Once I
Evan's
start
gonna roll
raging,
eights
there's
the
no
entire
stopping.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically he's just hitting you with 4 points of damage each time.
Exactly.
And
Or
I think
or
Siddle has a natural advantage over
actually
War. Over
Oh no. I
Cleek
don't
was the
want-
one I was thinking.
Leak would fuck us all up.
Yeah.
Cleek's a little squishy though. I don't know about that.
He is squishy,
Cleek,
but he can fly.
yeah. Now Cleek,
That's a
you
big
target
thing.
him with a half decent spell. Done.
Wad of magic missiles. Go.
Done.
Yeah.
Even something simple as like levitate on him for a quick second. I mean, he can't move, can't do anything. His whole thing is flying, diving in.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Monks are dope ass, but it just I don't know when you put that monk
I think it-
against some of the party members, I don't feel like he's gonna win.
I think
No.
it all depends
Done.
on the team ups, if you will. I think it depends on. So here's I kind of wanted to I kind of had this thought in my head, and I don't even know if I actually even brought it up to Garrett yet, but I'm thinking of almost like a draft sort of thing.
Ooh,
Everybody
like gym
rolls
class.
everybody rolls 20. The highest they pick their character from
Ooh.
from campaign 1 or campaign 2. So if you roll low, and it has to even out, right? So if the first 5 people or first 3 people, say, hey, we're gonna pull all our campaign 1 characters, then the last ones are gonna have to play against their campaign 2 characters.
Ooh, I see.
And they're not all the same level though, right? So we'd have to level up the campaign.
Well,
two
yeah, we
characters.
would. It's pretty
G,
cool. It's not-
G also has a save from previous for those characters, so
And-
he could also level
s-
down.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Or
level them
level.
up, man. I want to be like higher level and just get some crazy shit going. Yes.
You're not too far off on the second.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not too.
And then my thought is me and so Mordai and Keldrum would be the wild cards.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think we talked about that a while back. That like, however you guys decide to do it, whether you alternate, like, this round, Eric's the DM, so Mordai's in, and then all of a sudden next
Hmm.
round Mordai disappears and Caldrum appears. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm game with that. As long as Harshnag gets in there too. I want some Harshy Brew action.
No Harshnag, but Droop will be fighting.
Deal.
Droop.
I
Shoot.
love it.
Droop's the referee here, actually. Let's face it.
Yeah, Droop's the all-powerful that pulls everybody into it.
Yeah, you
And
guys don't know. Droop was holding back. He's actually got god powers.
I knew it.
I-
I
He's
knew it
he's a
all
level
along.
22.
he's a big bad. He's a big bad for sure.
Hey,
Droop's big bad. All right. With
Wow.
that,
Yeah, we digress here. Yeah.
BR aside, anything else from this past session jump out at you guys that we want to chat about? I mean, I know we chatted about a lot tonight. We don't have stats chat. We don't have magic item of the week. Anything else jump out that you guys want to chit chat about?
Mm,
Gee, while they're thinking, I want to say thank you again for letting me jump in there as the bad guy and just completely F with the party. I am normally not that person that enjoys it, but for some reason that was hella fun.
You know what? I loved it. I gave you just a small seed, and you ran with it and had a lot of fun with it. I enjoyed it in both aspects. One, seeing what you would do. Two, seeing what the party ended up doing with it. And I think it came out pretty well.
Yeah, I think there's
No,
still
but
some feelers out there.
I do want
We'll
to
see.
show this. I do want to show this stuff.
Oh, your background blurs
came in
on.
today.
Spelljammer.
Yeah, this came in today.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
nice.
Sorry. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, not sponsors yet.
Yet.
Yes.
I like
Yet.
it.
However, however, me and Carr are going to change that.
I like it. I like it. Let's do it.
Ooh.
Let's do it. We're gonna
gonna
go.
change
We're
that.
gonna set a meeting.
Yep.
We're gonna interview as a team.
All right, Reed. Anything else? Anything you noticed or would like to throw out there from the session? I know you're always thinking. So actually, I can't remember if it was last Echo Chamber, if we talked about it out of session. We wanted to give you props because you play the game differently. You actually, so Evan's like, I want to smash stuff. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Warwick's like, give me all your goods. So like people play the game differently. For you, you play to think about the deviousness of your character. You play to play that ability of your character. You don't play for either the loot or anything else. Like, yeah, okay, stashing the gold, stealing Warwick's gold is one thing, but that's not how you play. Like you try and figure out the onion layers, so to speak, of Reed.
Yeah, it's more of that's part of the reason I wanted to play Reed in general, the chaotic neutral thief, um, because you can just run with things, right? You don't have to. It was the laziest I could be for my first session, but also give me the best experience that I wanted because
Alright.
I don't have to overanalyze what my character would do.
The moral compass can go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, so if something catches Reed's eye, yeah, I mean, that's it. Like if I so in another the next character will have like a strict moral compass will probably be good or evil one way. But
I would kind of like to see you play a good character just so I can see like how you
Mhm.
would follow it to the T, because I feel like you would. Like some of us teeter a little bit. Like I know Amrook's lawful good, but you know what? Amrook would go with Reed and do bad if it was in the name of good. And I'd like to see
Yeah.
your take on that of playing. No, I'm lawful good.
yeah, that was my biggest concern when we first started playing was having to worry about two things at once. One, learning D&D, and then two, also trying to maintain that that moral standing wherever I would have landed, whether I picked lawful good or chaotic evil. So I was like, if I pick a character that I could play relatively loose and quick with, I could play it more naturally, learn the game better than if I had to stick to my moral compass and the game rules.
No, but I
So,
commend you for your aspect of play. Never even crossed my mind. You play to peel back those layers and figure out what makes Reed tick, and you're having fun with that. So commend you. On the flip
thank
side,
you.
Warwick, you're a little all over the place. I still can't figure out how you're enjoying Warwick. I mean, you like to dabble in this and that, but I just can't pinpoint how you play the game.
That's exactly how I play the game, though. I don't want you to know a lot about it. Warwick
Alright.
has his hand in a little bit of everything, and
Do you know? Do
he
you
wants
actually know what all Warwick has his fingers in, or who?
yes,
Not the who
Thanks
part,
for the
though.
laugh, G.
yes, for the
I
first
like it.
He knows
A
he
little
knows
deep
what he
dive
has
there.
his finger in. He doesn't know exactly who he has his fingers in.
It's dark out. I don't know. No, I know exactly what I'm involved in, and it's fun playing that through, right, and trying to convince the team and get really ingrained with the team and gain their trust. It could be good. It could be bad. But Warwick's never going to let you know,
So
right?
basically, we as a party are taking the manipulation side of life and having fun with it. Like,
Well,
Yeah,
that's what Reed hates about Warwick. Like Reed does the chaotic thing to throw like the scent off himself. So like he gets people to be more devious than they should, like with Harshnag. So he builds their trust with like little like games to play with everybody else. So whenever I'm doing something, it seems like, oh, that's just Reed. He's just doing whatever. But in reality, I'm stealing 2,000 gold and not telling anybody about it. And I can't get fucking Warwick down. I can't understand what he's doing ever or what to expect from him.
right. And that's on purpose, right? It's on purpose. All the little games you hear and all the little stories, having a house all of a sudden, and you don't know how many I actually have.
Well, one house that we've been to.
Yeah, one
And
house.
I think you alluded to another house, right?
Oh, I alluded to several houses and maybe a mansion.
Saddle?
Well,
What is
one
it?
that we almost went to, right?
There was Long Saddle,
Long Saddle. That's
In
what
Long
it is.
Saddle, yeah.
the one here. There's a mansion
One in
somewhere
Tribor,
else.
right?
There's one in Tribor. I think there's one in Tribor. Yeah, there's one in Tribor, and there's a mansion. I forget where that one's at. But there's plenty of stuff that Warwick's involved in. There's a reason Warwick wanted to go to Gauntlgrim. There's a reason, you know, he's asking about the Lord's Alliance because I brought that up last time, right? There's a reason he's eventually going to become very interested in the Mirabar army. There's reasons for all of that.
Are you a warlord?
I am
He's actually
bad. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna kill you all.
He's,
No, I'm just kidding.
he's just trying to gather information for Grizz.
Yeah, Chris is the big bad.
Oh, I knew it. Let me get out my tinfoil hat.
I don't think Evan could play an evil character.
It's actually
I-
Gabe.
So I would like to see you play lawful good and Evan to play evil, and just like you talk about Chaos Chamber.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Now, at some point in time, Warwick's going to come to a crossroad where he has to make some decisions. And I don't know when that's going to be. Could be soon. Could be later on in life. Maybe Warwick fakes his own death. Maybe Warwick actually dies. Maybe somebody replace. I don't know. There's a lot that could happen.
Not if Nasana has anything to say about it.
Mm.
Mm.
All right.
Well, you know that's the interesting. Oh, go ahead, please.
No, you go ahead. That's the interesting thing. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the interesting thing from my standpoint, and Brennan talked about this before. We keep going back. It really is playing out well, and it's a great description. Is the path that each of you guys are on, and it's being sculpted, being continuously rerouted, adjusted. You're back, you're forth. Watching your character development from the outside, all the undercurrents, the decisions that are being made, the moral struggles that each of you have in a lot of ways, and to an extent other than maybe Reed thus far, who hasn't yet hit his decision points. He's hit. You've had other struggles to maintain your allegiance. Others have had more internal battles, and it's been just interesting watching everyone play out these struggles, these underlying themes, these currents. I can see on a week by week basis your characters changing, struggling, forcing to find themselves and what path to go. It's really cool to watch the depth that these characters have built. I would have never in a million years guesstimated it when we first got into D&D and how much these imaginary characters can really have taken on lives of their own. I think I give you guys a ton of credit for that on the back end. I can create a lot of very shallow characters, but have struggled to create the depth that you guys have brought to each of yours.
I think that depth comes over time, though. You're playing
Yeah.
these NPCs for very short spans, and if you know
Yeah,
you
before the
you had
murder
the
hobos
the
come by.
3 years in December that we've had, yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know if I could. I never quite reached that point with Mordai. I do struggle, but watching from the outside into to each of you guys playing it, it's been very impressive.
Warwick's based off of my actual life.
No.
Alrighty, I don't want to skip you since I
Getting
asked
freaky.
these two. What aspect do you enjoy playing, and you get to pick either Adrin or Caldrum? Like, how do you play the game with them?
What do you mean?
Like, is either of them in it for the loot, or is it more of the story arc, or the peeling back of the onions or layers that is Reed, or is it Warwick? Just I want to be free. I want to be a free spirit.
I think both Adrin and Kildrum definitely are not in it for the loot. They're definitely Kildrum's in it for the gaining of knowledge.
Yeah, but how do you get
Like
enjoyment out of playing those characters? Like, you know what I mean? Like Ryan
uh,
really just enjoys that, like figuring out constantly what this character would do, and figuring out like the third layer
yeah, I
down.
guess I guess that's the same thing. I guess
Yeah.
it's yeah, I would probably go with something like that. That it's trying to think of, well, how will this, and you've probably seen it, like how one acts a little bit different than the other, but they're also similar in some aspects.
For sure. And I think last time I even said, like, I gave you props on like playing two brothers that were completely separate. Like you could just see like Adrin never would have stepped up and used banish, but Caldrum does.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
And I I don't know if Adrin would have, even though his moral compass is pretty strong. I don't know if he would have stepped up and actually saved the characters and the bandits in the town. Um,
That's interesting.
yeah,
yeah,
if they were animals, he probably would have.
if they were animals, he
Yeah.
would have. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
With that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Tune in on Sunday, see if we die to an ancient red dragon or what the party gets into, right?
And hey, everybody out there in Twitch land and YouTube land, that's early congratulations to Carl here. Got a little
Oh.
appointment going on tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
Papa
see.
Bear.
Ooh.
We got a new Papa Bear here.
New Papa Bear coming soon. I won't
Yeah.
introduce her as a level 25 wizard or however Evan does it, but yeah, exciting stuff.
Yeah, somehow
This is
the, the person with 4 years of experience is level 25.
I fucking love it.
So good luck, Carl.
Yeah,
Good
thank
luck
you.
with everything tomorrow.
We'll
Congrats.
see if I'm not there Sunday, you know why. So thanks everybody for watching, and tune in on Sunday.